I am very pleased to be doing the fourth and final podcast of the Young Theatre Young Theatre of the Movie series. And my good friend here is Tijana Kesić, and I'm very pleased to welcome you.
Thank you.
And we have been working together for many years. As you can see, we're very old, but we're very happy because we have been doing some much fun work together, and we are coming to the end of this project. We are sitting here in Ljubljana on the final day, final hours indeed of the Young Theatre from the Move project. Tina, could you show them your T-shirt from the Young Theatre? We have the original Young Theatre T-shirts celebrating the start of the project almost 5 years ago. And here we are celebrating the final thing. So, for those of you who've been listening to the podcast before, you know all about the Young Theatre on the Move project. It has been a project to help cultural professionals, teachers, and artist professionals using improvisation, theatre, and movement methods in their lines of work. So, in the classroom, in theatres, in their work with youth. And that's what we've been doing. Now, do you want to add anything else to that?
No, you said that.
Really?
I think so.
Okay. Let's start by asking you, why did you get involved in this project in the first place? What attracted you to get involved in this 5 years ago?
To be honest.
To be honest, yeah.
You called me. You and our colleagues called me to join.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
I wasn't sure what we will do. I told you a few stories, what I do with my kids in school, and you said, wait, we will see, wait, we will see, wait, we will see. And now, after 5 years, I think I got lots of knowledge, like, wherever I need to make some new workshop for kids, I just sit and think about what we did during these years, and I find for all kids, for every kid game, what is good for him.
From this project,
from this project,
super.
Yes.
But of course, for people who don't know you, you didn't start your theatre 5 years ago. You started many years before that. So just give us a little bit of background, a little potted history of you up to the point of 5 years ago.
Actually, I finished drama, acting, and before that,
at the faculty.
And before that, I almost finished Serbian language, like I be teacher for Serbian language.
Okay.
But I like acting more. I spend more time in theater than on university. And when I finished university, I open. It's not school. I don't have a building, but I make a workshop for kids. And it was like a job until I got a role, and it was like a stable job, and wherever you got role, then you play. But I decided to leave acting and to play only with kids. And that is the best decision in this moment. I don't know what will happen, but in this moment, I feel free. I feel like I developed myself a lot, because I learn a lot about kids' brain, how things develop inside, and how they are growing, and everything. And not everything, not too much, but I know lots of things now, how to work with kids.
And so in that environment, you had freedom to do whatever you wanted.
I'm self-employed.
And you were using with them which methods at the beginning? Can you remember? Was it things that you learned at the faculty, or from elsewhere, or common sense, or what?
At first, I just sit and think what we did during the 4 years in university. And I think, okay, maybe I could play with them this or that, and then I try. And everything was like in school, and then I decided it's boring, and I must do something else. And deeply in me, it was movement. It was improvisation. It was acting now, not preparing.
Okay.
You know, just
Yeah.
now something.
Yeah.
And I like that more than when we prepare. Of course, that is different things, but for kids, it's good because overthinking for them is a little bit strange, can be.
Yeah.
And then I decided to, for example, if we do twist tangos, to not stay in line and do how to
Tongue
play
twisters.
tongue twisters.
No.
To play around the place, to not just stay and talk, just to play something. And it starts. Then I start to work with the NTC system of learning.
Okay.
It is something about developing brain and connection in the brain and how to connect things.
And what does that stand for? NTC? What do those letters mean?
Nikola Tesla Center.
Okay. Okay.
And I study there like in university again, because they are different. They're teachers. They're teachers in kindergarten, high school. You know, they're different kind of educated people. Okay. And doctors too. Okay. And I learn different things from them and involve in my work. Actually, I recognize that I'm that system. Okay. But when we start this project, actually, I finally find myself at all.
So before that, it was things that you've been working on yourself, from faculty, things you found from NTC, from other professional work, but here, everything came together. Yes. Okay. And just bring us up to date. So I know your history of working, but now, where are you working now and what are you involved with now?
I have my own workshop. I work in NTC Center. And also I work in CCCB, like a drama teacher. The Children's Cultural Center. During this program, we start to make more connections, and I have really good festival in CCCB Gluniada, and I'm really proud of that. It is like a crown on my job.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Because we show everything what we do during the year. Yeah. And kids start to know each other. They start to be friends from Kruševac, from Croatia, from Bosnia. They come, they play together. No competition, just enjoying in theater and in film, in movie, in little television studio what we have, and we try to connect everything.
And how many? Do you know how many participants you have this year? I was there this year, but it looked just like hundreds. I don't know how many were there.
Thank you.
No, really, it felt like it was so active.
On a stage, it was like 250 or 300 on stage, but I don't know how many come every year. About 200. Maybe I'm not good with numbers.
In Serbia?
250 ili
250, 300, yeah.
1000 gledalaca.
1,000
or 2,000 or sometimes even more
watching,
but they are also participants because of this project.
Yes, yes. So how did this project affect Glumiada, and how has it affected? Well, let's start with that because there's a lot of things to talk about. How has it affected the work you've done in Glumiada?
Well, these troops are kids from other countries and cities. They come and play normal, usual performance. And it is for kids, for teenagers, or something like that. And then we must make an improv day for this project. And it was like one thing what we miss in Glumiada, because it's a moving theater, is something abstract.
Yeah.
It's something what we need to teach kids early, because then we will have people who will watch that. If they don't feel it, they will not know how to read it. And it was good because we have a the classic theater and we have a on the move theater. And when they are on the move in young theater, they know better each other.
I want to say because for those of you who can't imagine it, we go into the big room in Children's Cultural Center, and sometimes there are, again, it looks like hundreds, but maybe 100. That room is full, and we have a number of sessions throughout the day, maybe 4, 5, 6 sessions in a day on this improv day, and Tijana is involving. It looks to me like your aim is to involve every child in that room in some kind of activity, and not just standing up and shouting or waving your arms, but actually in something significant. So they're engaged in that activity. And for me, what's impressive is that I feel they really do get a sense of being an active audience, an engaged audience in this festival, through many different methods of improvisation and games, and it looks really playful, and they're wanting to be there and they're wanting to stay. So you said that you hope that they become audiences for this kind of work in the future, but what do you think that this kind of young theatre, this improvisation work, on the move work, how does it help these young people to develop, and what is it giving them that they perhaps don't get in other places?
Well, I will say my opinion.
Of course.
I'm not really educated for sure for that, but I think our schools are really old-fashioned. For kids, it's really boring here. They are sitting like in
trains.
In train, yes, thank you. In trains, and they don't see each other, but they want, and it is why they turn and they don't want to listen because they want connection. And also they are not in, they just watch. And I think when you put them to do something, then you involve them to class, they are more interested, then they will catch knowledge. But if they are listening, after 5 minutes, maybe bug will come and they will look at the bug and they don't care about anything else. But if they are involved, they will more careful about the subject. And also today, kids are more in front of computer, telephones, and everything else. They are not moving. They are not moving at home. They are not moving in school. But improv, young theater on the move, moving kids, moving teachers. It's like a new technique for teaching kids, but it's not new. But we try so hard to be in school, even though it's not new. And for kids, it's funnier. I think they can catch more things, they will know more. And for teachers can be funnier. If they go out from that box, it will be funnier for everybody. And also, I think connections in brain will be, it will be more connections. They will be more intelligent if they are playing it, if they are not, or if they are in the mood.
Yes. I think that was something we were talking about today, isn't it? Like at the end of the project, about how we believe in this process, and we believe that, and there's so much, there seems to be so much evidence elsewhere about how play helps learning and helps development, but still we feel like we're having to find ways of proving it to people all the time, because I think somebody said today, if we're laughing, we can't be learning. And we think it's the other way around, actually. If we're laughing, we probably are learning.
More.
more if we don't. Yeah. And I mean, you said it, but I don't quite believe you about everything you're using now. You came from this project because you came with lots of things. But I mean, I don't know how has being involved in this project affected you personally as a teacher, as a professional, in terms of your confidence, developing your repertoire, your own self. Just that, if I may ask that personal question, how has it influenced you about your own impression of yourself?
Maybe you're right. I used to know that.
Okay.
But when you're in classical theater,
yeah,
in classical shows, when you're running to catch some role and everything, you forget to play. You just have a mission to do.
Okay.
And I think this project actually back to me. It's a circle. I start because on university and before university, I was in a theater with the movements. And on university, I have the best teacher for the moving and body. I love her most than my main teacher.
Okay.
And I love that subject more than, you know, just staying on stage and saying a role. And actually, when we start this, and when we start to laugh to each other, and when you said no mistakes, everything is okay, then I feel better. I feel better with in my skin. And also privately, we had a very strong time with the coronavirus.
Yeah.
But this project pushed me to write for brochure, and that is really keeping me working, because suddenly schools was closed. I couldn't teach kids anymore, and what can I do? Just be at home and cook for husband and girl.
Yeah.
But then it was opportunity to write. And I was so excited that I said, okay, don't worry, I will write. Just be relaxed. And then, you know, I ask you to check. Dragana helps me, we was connected. And then I said, just check, you know. And it's not about what I write. It's about that keep me normal in that difficult time.
Okay.
And also, you know, people who work in this project and people who watch podcasts, they know few of them. Yeah. And they help me, they accept me, and it is how they help me to, I love myself more.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not in wrong way, because, you know, it's not famous way to go. Body theater.
Yeah, yeah. And just tell us more about the brochure. What is that brochure that you wrote? We helped to write.
During these projects, it was two, young theater and young theater on the move. We play a lot, and we write all games, and we have our own classes, and we try to do what we do on our workshops, to do with kids and to adults who work with the kids, and then we must write what we know.
Okay.
And for me, it was a challenge, because you usually, when you write something about some subject, you research books. But I didn't have energy in that time to research. Like you read one sentence and then you forgot what you read and you read again, and
Yeah.
And then I decided to write when I come to my classes, to my workshops with kids.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Because if I give a solution, because I try many different things, if I give it to teachers, the easiest way how to get kids involved in what we are doing, it will be the best thing what I can give for brochure.
Okay.
Just to not fantasize something, just to put what we are doing when we are in class.
Yeah.
And then I start to write. I had so many classes with different groups, age numbers from 3 to 3,000 kids, and how I kept shy of 3 and how I kept 3,000, eyes. And I write all of that, and I feel good when I read. Of course, when I read now, I think, oh my God, I can fix a lot of things there.
Yeah.
But in that moment and in that situation, it helps me. I hope it will help some teachers. And
so when they get that brochure, a teacher who has maybe not used these methods before, you're hoping that they can look at this, they can read this, and they can try this on that day with their children in the classroom.
Just simple things. Grab a chairs, make a circle. Don't make chairs for them. You give them to make everything for them. Not doing things, just small things.
Yeah.
And if you have a 5, don't do this or that. If you have a 10, then it's easier, or just small things.
Small things.
If you have 30,
yeah,
then try another way.
Okay. And those brochures are available for anybody who wants them if they get in touch with Young Theatre. Yeah. And what's the youngest that you teach, or what's the youngest that your teachers in your school are teaching? What's the youngest ages, or that you've worked with?
I try, to be honest, I try with 3.
3 years old?
3.
Okay.
But it was like, I'm very bad with names. You already know that. Even though if I know names in one moment, I just miss.
Okay.
And they are just moving. And if I don't know every name very specific, then they'll just go on wherever they want. They don't sit. They don't. They're all around the floor.
Okay.
And also, they don't have a yet connection with others. Okay. And I think 3 is not good for drama. Go out with your parents and play with parents.
Okay.
But 4 is already, it's better.
Okay.
And also, when I was in Poland, I took our games, what we had in brochure, and it was a group of teachers who teach very young kids. And I said, okay, this is a game for 15, but if you change things in the look at the game a different way, and you just know what 4-year-old kids can do, then you can play on this.
You can play a game which, so it's written for 15-year-olds, for example, but if you change this and this, you can do it for 4-year-olds.
And it is the bless of our method, because no mistake.
Yeah.
Just take that game and make your own from some hint from that game.
Yes.
Not, you don't need to use all the rules.
And the outcome of that game, I guess I suppose that's another question. Do you look at the group, that group of children or young people in front of you, and say, okay, what I think this group needs right now is to develop their trust with each other, so I will choose this? Or sometimes you just choose the game because you think they will enjoy it, and you don't know what the outcome is going to be? Like how do you know? Like, how do you judge what works? What's your criteria?
I don't know. Really?
No.
Yes.
What?
You know how I'm nerd. I must write everything on paper. We have workshop. I need what I will do, what I will say, everything. I write on paper.
Yeah.
And I had one workshop with you, and I said, okay, Paul, is it okay? We will do these games, and we will say that. Yes. And then we start, and I see it doesn't work. But you said, no, we will play something else. We didn't talk about that. Okay. And then I realized we are prepared because we have such knowledge, and we don't need to have some schedule in your mind. But when group give me energy, and when I feel them, then I know what to do with them. And when I write what the other teachers will do, for example, in my workshops, because I can catch every class, I always said, okay, I will come and I will see them, and then I will write. Or play these games and just tell me what is works, what is not, then I will know which game is good for that group.
Yeah.
And it is how I manage now that I was really strict before.
Good. Really? Oh, that's nice. I mean, I learned that from other people. So, but it takes a while, because that's us breaking away from the ideas that we thought that we had to do, and what happens when you read it wrong? What happens when you start the game and it's complete disaster? Or not complete disaster, but what happens, just it's not working? What then? Okay.
Okay, this is boring. I'm wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
You're saying that?
Yes, it's wrong.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Even with 5-year-olds, you say that?
Yes.
But then you look stupid, don't you? As a teacher?
No.
No?
No, because when they are wrong, they said, oh, I'm wrong, sorry, Tika. And also we have a very, very funny game, hippopotamus. Okay. I try with my oldest group, and they realize that they don't need to make mistakes. Okay. And we do it for a few seconds, for a few minutes.
Okay.
And it was, it's boring. And we are laughing so much. I didn't laugh from my childhood like that, really, And but for them, it was a serious job to do. And I said, "This is boring for you?" Yes. Come on, do something else, And they know what they want to do.
Yeah.
But for us, it was fun. For them, it was just finishing without mistake.
And that's does it offend you? If you have this memory of, I mean, to me that sounds like, okay, it's like it's your favorite place in the countryside, and you take somebody and you say, look, and someone goes, no, it's okay.
No, it's funny for me. It's really funny for me, because I love kids. I really love them. And what they give it to me, even if it's not good, I'm not good. Okay, I'm not good. Let's do something where I'm better. If you're not good, okay. I'm with them. I'm really free and open, and I don't care if some game does.
But to me, then that seems like, okay, to be effective in this kind of world, in these kind of methods, there's not much place for your own ego, is there? Because if you have an ego, then all of those things will affect you. If they say, oh, this isn't working for me, then if I take this personally, then I can't follow the group.
I have a problem with ego with adults.
Okay.
But with kids.
Okay.
no, I don't know. I feel like kids with kids.
Okay.
They're open, and
Okay.
they know that I'm open with them.
Okay.
I never lie them.
Okay.
And one girl from many years ago, she said, Tika, I don't like drama at all. I don't like to act, but I know that you love me and I come on this class only because I enjoy in that. And if I love them and I failed, they love me even if I failed, you know, and they're okay with them and they can fail. Okay. And it is good for
you're showing them,
yes, it's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. I really don't think about it. You just make me think. I don't think about
but with adults?
What? I'm not grew up for adults. And if I feel a strange energy, and I feel energy a lot, then I block.
Okay.
Really?
Really?
With kids, never.
Okay.
But with adults, I don't know, something.
But I remember this workshop. You know, I've seen you with your the people who work for you. They're always really playful. I've seen different ages in the workshops that you've had. People moving around together. Do you think that we can mix these ages? Do you think it's like a temporary one-off thing, which is kind of fun to do, but then let's get back to our own age groups? Or like, how do you think about that?
When we do improv with older our workshops, workshops, it's same like with kids. I look at them like kids.
Okay,
I never look at them like adults. But the other things, you know, when I act in some movie or something, but with adults in improv, I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And what is
about? Do you think that we should keep? I mean, traditionally we keep our age groups separate.
Yes.
Are there benefits of mixing those things, or I mean, what's just your feeling on that?
I love to mix them, but it's really hard because adults are adults. The kids like to be with adults, but sometimes small kids doesn't like because they are adults. It's strange for them, but for me, if I cross that first, if I broke that first opinion, and they start to be open with each other, then it's really good for developing, because some kid in puberty, 2 years ago, it was open kid, he can do everything, and then starts puberty and he's closed, and comes some kid from 5 years old, 6 years old, crazy open, can do everything, and he thinks if this small kid can do, then I can do, and then he opened himself because this kid is young and it's okay for him, you know, even if he has mistake, and you know, it's and the small kids are feeling like, oh, I have a good friend and he's 3 years older than me, 5 years older, and we are good on a stage, we have think together, you know, and he's better in his own class. And it is why I like to mix them. And because they like to be in their own ages, I put one class with smaller kids and another class with the older kids, but with a half hour of together time. And then they are mixed, and they really enjoy when older kids know that they will have time for their own
afterwards.
But with the smaller kids, they recognize, oh, this guy is same like me in his age, you know, and then they find like a mirror, you know. And that is nice.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Just the time is running away, but I just want to think about, again, like now this project is coming to an end, and we've been participants and contributors, and today we were talking about what it's done for us, and what do you think it will continue to do? What do you think your yeah, I guess I'll try and find an answer to that question as well. I don't know what the answer is.
It will be strange to not travel,
yeah,
to not change energy and knowledge with the other people from our group, from Polish people, Slovenian people, Romanian people,
yeah,
French people. And that will be strange because it is a part of our lives for 5 years. It's more than high school. Really?
yeah.
But I keep Impro Day for Gumiada because kids enjoy that, and I will try to have some our members of our group on Gumiada.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I will keep everything. Whatever I can do, I will do it. And what I really would like to do, for example, for our group, is 3 girls and you.
Yeah.
I would like if we can make a play, like some subject. We can choose some subject, and we can make our own play, impro play.
Yeah.
If we don't have that in Serbia, it's
no.
Maybe we can try. I don't know. Maybe it will not be success, but we can play for our friends.
Yeah. I think it is. It's going to be because it's been very supportive knowing that there's this group of people around us that are, I don't know how many of us facilitators there's been, but maybe over both projects, something like 20. I don't know. That we're all trying to do the same thing. We understand each other. These languages that we have to explain to other people, we just kind of get between ourselves when we say about there's no such thing as failure and you need to accept and build, and our group just knows. And it's nice that we don't have to explain that, isn't it? And if we are slightly strange to think those things, then at least there's another 18 people that also think that, and that's nice, right? Okay. Well, it's been very nice talking to you. And your English is marvelous. Your English language is marvelous.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
It is what is growing during this project.
Yeah, I know. And anything else to add before we press the button? Improvise. This was all improvised. We didn't. This is not a script. Lovely. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.